Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I'm really glad that I waited until today to do this video because the late notice this week that starting on April 1st, which of course gave everybody the fear that it was an April Fool's joke, but I don't think it's going to be, gave everybody the hope, the prayer that our mastery loadout would not be an April Fool's joke, but instead be something that we've asked for literally since the inception of the game. We're talking about 8+ years. So this is the best part of the game right now, is the hope that especially when you think about content like Winter of Woe or Act 8 or obviously everything from Incursions to Alliance Quest to Alliance War, you'll be able to toggle for a very small cost, like 35 units, between mastery builds. And you're not going to have to recover and reset everything, which is also just painstaking. I have to literally do this. I take a screenshot like this, and then I save it so that I can compare it. Because even after 8 years, I still sometimes forget how many points and everything I have. I would normally have 2 points in deep wounds, but I have actually maxed out both parry and stupefy. And so I used to have 8 points in proficiency. I would actually keep parry 1 out of 3 and just max out stupefy. But I think this is probably the best strategy. And then this is also a somewhat controversial defense, but it usually gets me through. 4 out of 4 in perfect block, along with 3 out of 3 in parry. And you'll notice that my champions still have a ridiculously high PI. We're talking about Doom as an ascended 6-star almost has a 40,000 PI. And you'll also notice that there are 0 boosts on right now. So this is actually the PI of my champions with this mastery setup every day with no boosts. And it makes the arena really fun. It makes Alliance Quest really fun. But it makes Winter of Woe awful. So I have to constantly ditch this. And now for 35 units, I'm not going to have to. So that's really exciting. I feel like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I think that's where we are right now. We're kind of in this mode where everybody feels like we're a little crazy, but at the same time, it is a great place to be for Kabam because they have made so many microtransactions, including the Kabam website, now a thing, to maximize the amount of people still spending on this game. I have no doubt that there are far less whales now than there were even a year or two ago. But their thought, think about the gifting event. It took way less money than ever before to be in the top 100, even the top 50, even the top 30 of that event. But Kabam came out publicly in some of their forum posts and said they still earned more money overall than they had in the past because those casual spenders and those middle tier spenders spent more to chase the milestones this year than they would have in the past. So the way that it feels to me, Kabam doesn't care about free-to-play players anymore. They've made that clear. Kabam Jack said literally in a forum post that your time is not valuable to them anymore, which only means really your money. Besides your time not being valuable, they also can't count on whales staying. So they can't really cater to the whales or the free-to-play players anymore. They have to cater to everybody else. And most people fall somewhere in between, including myself. But obviously I have the blessings of a YouTube channel to take care of much of the expenses of this game, which most people are not blessed enough to do. And it's important that I recognize that in this video. So on one hand, once 8.4 comes out and more Paragon players can become Valiant, I get excited about the future. But I also get a little nervous about what that says regarding a number of things, including burnt out Paragon players who are so ticked that right now Necropolis exploration or crazy bad deals for a small pathetic amount of tier 4 Alpha Catalyst fragments are the only way for them to build toward Valiant. I get that Kabam wanted it to be something that was a huge deal for a while, and it has been, but now I feel like it's almost too much, and they really needed to come out with 8.4 sooner, but they aren't. So really, you just feel like you're punishing Paragon players right now. And then Throne Breakers, sorry, Kabam does not care about you anymore. Cavalier players are the new uncollected. It's all evolved to this. And Kabam's going to say the future of the game is 7 stars, but they're also going to say that several people, of course, including but not limited to Hercules, will never be 7 stars. So if your favorite champions are not going to be available as 7 stars, and yet Kabam says the future of the game is 7 stars, that's a weird thing to wrestle with. But with Ascension, you can make a 6-star basically rank 3, and that 6 star is going to have value. I still think we're going to be using Ascended 6 stars 5 years from now in Battlegrounds, assuming the game is still around. So all of this is to say, I'm way more excited than I was last week about the future of MCOC because of the mastery changes, but I still feel like I would not be honest if I said that this didn't feel stale. And between this and the AI issues and the bug issues, I've covered several people who've messaged me in the last 6 months why they're leaving the game or why they're stopping to spend. And I think that those are microcosms for a larger issue that we see play out on so many different progression levels and so many different accounts. So I'm cautiously optimistic about the future, but the game still needs to work better. And we cannot say that enough. In fact, we can scream that from the rooftops. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.